Hello everyone. So now we've talked about long chain alkanes and long chain hydrocarbons, we now have to look at how we break them down to make them more useful. So we use a method called cracking to break down these long chain hydrocarbons. So some of them are very, very long. So if we have a look at icosahexane, that's C120H242 using the formula C2N H2N plus 2. Okay, so that is very, very long. So if we've got a long chain hydrocarbon, okay, we might not have much use for it, so we want to break it down into short chain alkanes and also another product known as an alkene, which I will talk about in a future video. Now, why do we bother? Why do we bother doing cracking? There's high demand for fuels with short chains. Okay, they're very flammable. Okay, so they're easier to break down, and that means they've got a high amount of energy. Okay, in terms of they can other uses, they can produce polymers, so your plastics, plastic bags, etc. Okay, amongst many other uses, and also they're the starting materials for producing other chemicals. So we take these long chain hydrocarbons, we do a process called cracking that breaks them down into shorter chains, which are more useful. You need to know about two methods of cracking. Okay, number one is catalytic cracking. Now, what we do is we get our oil. Okay, this is an example of how you would do it in a classroom. It's different on an industrial scale. Okay, so what happens is we've got mineral wool that's soaked in oil. We heat it up using a Bunsen burner, okay, to 550 degrees approximately. And what happens is that heated oil passes over the catalyst, for example, aluminium oxide. You can also use broken ceramic pot to do the same thing. And what happens is your short chain alkanes and alkenes collect as a gas products in a test tube above water there. So you need to know about catalytic cracking, and what you would need to say is you would use a catalyst, for example, aluminium oxide. Temperatures are around 550 degrees, and what happens is it's heated and collected as a gas. Alternatively, if you don't have any catalysts handy, you just need some very, very high temperatures to break down these long chain hydrocarbons. So this is known as steam cracking. And what you would do is you'd use a very high temperature, something over 800 degrees C, and you'd also need a high pressure as well to break down those long chain hydrocarbons. In a future video, we will talk about alkenes in more detail. Toodles!